Luke 12 and 2. And it reads, "The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all the secrets will be made known to all." Psalms 85:11. "Truth springs up from the earth, and righteousness smiles down from heaven." NLT version of the Bible. Kol halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Kaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathens that look like those heathen. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone. I want to give a shout out to the beloved sister Hadassah for sharing this info with me, and so that I can edify beloved sister here. And it's a clip. Oh, let me read the Fair Use Act. All right. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So the Fair Use Act has been declared. I am not profiting for this. This is for educational, research uses, and to comment only. All right. So I'm going to play about a minute of this 3-hour interview, and of this hold on, it keeps playing.
You're dealing with what we.
I'm gonna play about a minute of this Joe Rogan interview with Cat Williams, and he's gonna say something. And the sister caught this, and she sent it to me last night. All right, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to go in on this. So without any further ado, Fair Use Act has been declared.
11,800 BC, 11,800 years ago, you're dealing with what we thought were hunter-gatherers, and now we know they weren't. Now we know they built complex stone structures, and the real speculation is they think that the people who built the pyramids built them way earlier than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
No people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage. Look, this whole thing where slaves are stronger people is a fallacy. We like to believe that slaves are stronger. Slaves are weaker because they don't eat the right food and they live a terrible life. Your slave population is not smarter and better condition unless you're enslaving the Jews.
They stopped.
You heard that? He said, unless you're enslaving the Jews. Now, let's show to where both these guys are completely and totally wrong. All right, because remember what Psalms 82:6 says. Hold on, let's go to it. Because he's right. Regular people didn't build it. The sons of God built it. All right, who are stuck in the chains of darkness. They're stuck in human bodies right now. That's what the world, some Christians ignorantly refer to as a Nephilim. All right, not understanding what giant means. It just literally means, great men. But yet they are men. But Psalms 82:6, and Yahushua quotes this. It's either the Sadducees or the Pharisees, but this says, Psalms 82:6, and it reads, I have said, ye are gods, and all of ye are the children or really to say sons of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. And these are the people that built the pyramids. So, let's go here now. This is the book that I bought in 2007. All right, late 2007. And I've used it in videos, to teach for many years, because it completely annihilates the fallacy, all right, that the pyramids weren't built by men, because it actually has the images of when they were being built and who was building it. And it's not the Finkelsteins, the Goldsteins, the Epsteins, the Goldbergs, the Rosenbergs. It's not them. All right, they were definitely not building the pyramids. As a matter of fact, on page 3, it's showing you the army of the Philistines. All right, a very book you're looking at. This is page 3. All right, the Philistines were known for their height, but every time you watch television, you see images of a pale Goliath. All right. So these people are just perpetual liars. Let's go to page 62. I'm just going to share this with you, and then I'm going to read some scriptures. All right. So we tell you that the people that are in the land of Palestine are not the original inhabitants. Okay, that they're not the people there. Hamites were there, and Hamites, the sons of Ham, are what you would call Africans today. And there's no difference between them and the other Hamites that were that are south of the Sahara Desert. That because they came up to so Esau is something else. They wanted to separate the sons of Ham as if the people in sub-Sahara were just a whole nother race of people that's not mentioned in the Bible. All right. Like they just created a race out of nowhere. They just subhuman. But then, the Lord gave you, matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get the sons of Ham. Let me grab it from behind me. I'll get it in the Zondervan. Although I do love the Young's definition even more. But let's get it in the Zondervan's. Zondervan's Compact Dictionary Bible. All right. The Zondervan's. And let's go to page 213, and it reads, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor, meaning the father of the dark races, not the Negroes. All right. Remember, Africans were never referred to as Negroes. All right. Only people who were ever referred to as Negroes were the slaves who came over here from Africa and the Native Americans. A lot of people don't know that. Native Americans were classified as Negroes in 1682. They said that the slaves that came from Africa and the Native Americans were the same people, and they got classified as Negroes in 1682. And I'll show that receipt in a second. But it says he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Right? So the whole Western Asia, which they fraudulently call the Middle East, because that was all they created that term to try and to control the false narrative that they created about the history of the area, as they were whitewashing it. And these receipts that we're showing you are proving the whitewashing. This is page 65. All right, 64 of the book you're looking at. These are Egyptians. Then, remember that movie, The Gods of Egypt? With Christian Bale? Yeah. All right. Or not Gods of Egypt, but, that one too. But Exodus. Here are more images of Egyptians. Sons of Ham. Mizraim. The very same said people that we were just reading about. They were not pale people. All right. And they were known, the Egyptians, You know, and the people of Canaan, those Philistines were known for their height. All right. Here are more Egyptians. All right. These were all melanated people with bald faces. Because, you know, the Hamites don't really grow facial hair all that well. They barely grow it. All right. And they were known for their height. All right. And they had the kinky hair like a Negro. Only thing they had in common was their hair texture in some cases. Here are more images in pottery. Page 69 of the same said book. All right. Just trying to bring it all into focus to really let you see it. You can screenshot it. And these are Egyptians. Okay. So when it says, "Art thou not like the Ethiopian unto me?" All right. So let's go to page 157 and 158. All right. Oh, well, I'm on 79. Here's after, here's what the Egyptians look like after they were conquered by the Edomites, after Ptolemy, all right, who was one of Alexander of Macedon's, you know, they came from Kittim, the Edomites. When they took over northern Africa, almost all of Asia, all right. And Asia is what is basically Europe is in Asia. That's why they say Eurasia, all right. Yeah, they took over all of Asia, including the Western Asia, which they call the Middle East, the Middle East today, fraudulently. But all of a sudden, after the white people came in, this is what they started doing, which brings to mind, and this is on page 79, which brings to mind, let's get it in First Maccabees. 3 and 48. Let's grab that real quick. And I'm going to start at verse 46. First Maccabees 3 and 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mashpha over against Jerusalem. For Mashpha was a place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. So you got to, they were trying to take their land back. It's a lot of back and forth at this time. All right. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open a book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So this whole Renaissance art thing didn't start with the Renaissance. Esau had already been on that, trying to repaint the images of the ancient prophets as if they were those people. You got to remember, you had the forced conversion from John Hyrcanus. All right, so these Edomites and these heathen were already trying to claim as if they were the people of the Lord. All right. So as a matter of fact, to prove that, the whole, because one thing is on record, the Bible is the most accurate history book ever written. And one thing you will not see, or you will not hear, is you will never hear Europe mentioned, because Spain is in Asia. All right. Matter of fact, let's show the map. Let's show the map. All right. They painted it yellow, but you see it's the same landmass. You can walk from Yemen. You can go by land from Yemen and walk all the way up to France, to Denmark. You can go from France all the way across to Mongolia, to Manchurian, all right, to North Korea by foot. Okay, you can take a horse and wagon and buggy, go right across. In that movie, in that series, Vikings, the one son that was in the war cart that couldn't walk, forget his name right now. He went from Ireland, from that area, you know, from England all the way to Russia on horse and buggy. It's one landmass. And one thing you do, Europe was a word that began to be used, all right, which came into fruition during the Renaissance. And so they took a portion of Asia, all right, and they called the southwestern portion of Asia the Middle East, and then they called the northwestern portion of Asia Europe. And that's why you hear that term Eurasia. But on this map, look, this map told the truth. It's all Asia. So it talks about Spain in 1 Maccabees, the 8th chapter. I'm just, you know, this is important information, right? It didn't say anything about Europe at all. All right? Matter of fact, 1 Maccabees 8:3, and it reads, well, I'm going to start at verse 1 just to give you a little context. But now Judas heard of the Romans and that they were mighty and valiant men who were Edomites, such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them and make a league of enmity with all that came unto them, which was eventually their downfall. And look at what's happening to America now. Same thing's happening all over again. And that they were men of great valor, it was told him also. Oh, but even though they let everyone join to them, but you had to be under them. You would join unto them, but you were under them. You were never their equals. Same as today. And they were men of great valor, and it was told him also their wars and their nobles' acts, which they had done among the Galatians, and how they had conquered them and brought them under tribute. And what they had done in the country of Spain for the winning of mines and of silver and gold, which is there. It did not say, because it talks about all of Asia. Jump down to verse 6. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to just keep reading. The point is in verse 6. And by their policy and patience, they had conquered all the place, though it were very far from them. And the kings that came against them from the uttermost part of the earth, till they had discomforted them and given them the great overthrow, so that the rest did give them tribute every year. Beside this, how they discomforted in battle Philip, the Perseus king of Kittims, and with the other land themselves against them, and had overcome them. How Antiochus is the great king of Asia. See, didn't mention Europe. Spain is in Asia. Spain is way over there. Why? You can walk from Spain. You can go by horse and buggy and go all the way to the other side to North Korea, South Korea, without ever leaving. It's one landmass. They divided it up by line, which the Bible tells you about that. The Edomites did that. All right. And they had created this whole Europe and Middle East thing to hide who they are when they brought this false narrative of people identified by color. This whole Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Negroid lie that they pushed. All right. So now that I proved that point, let's go back to the book and let the images and that the earth, the evidence that the earth brought forth, continue to embarrass them. Let's go to page 157, because I'm pretty sure some images in here of the Israelites building the actual pyramids. Once again, this is actually Egyptian art prior to when the Ptolemies took over, when Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, got dominion over them. This is when the Africans, the Hamites, were ruling their own land, the actual Egyptians. All right, those are not slaves there. That's the ruling class people. All right. More Egyptian rulers before Alexander. All right. Now you remember Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian. All right? Keep that in mind. Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. The Lord and his mother hid among the Egyptians. All right? I mean, it's just nonstop in this book. Page 122. These are the Egyptians, the sons of Ham, Hamites. You know, the sons of Ham became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Well, who are the Negroes? We know that they're not Japhet. We know that they are not they're not Japhet and they're not Ham. So the only one left is Shem. They're Shemitic, the Shemites. So let's go to page 157. Let's go ahead and go to it. I wrote that for a reason. Wow, this book is, man, I haven't brought this book out in a long time. And this book is this is the real dagger. This is that dagger. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Page 157. Egyptians. Royal Egyptians. All right. Known for their height. And when you see the Israelites next to them, the Israelites were shorter. All right. But all that weird, you know, it was even said that they worship all these animal gods. Trying to get that to focus, Salakia. I've noticed it don't like to focus when the background is too white. Oh, here we go. The Hebrew slaves building the pyramids. Page 158. Where you at, vocab? So all the people, and this book was copyrighted in 2007. I bought this book in 2007. All right. I woke up to this truth in 2006. I became a part of GMS in 2000. I was following them in 2007. Joined them in 2008. Here it is. Receipts. So Cat Williams and Joe Rogan were wrong. These are the builders of the pyramids. All right. Building the pyramids. All right. Hey, can I hit you right back? Okay. All right. Gotta chat with him. But, well, actually, he called it a good time because that was the point. That was the main point. Matter of fact, let me get one scripture and we can wrap this up. Let me go to 2nd Ezra 6. And it reads, 2nd Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakaha Kodash. Kwam Yasharala Shalom.